I had touched on it briefly about Cam Newton getting hired by ESPN, but I'm gonna go a little bit further, shall I? Oh, Kimberly Martin, how you feel right about now? How is your face touching the ground? Cause you caught the vapors. To quote the late great Biz Markie, you caught the vapors. Busy, busy, but you caught the vapors. Hating on Cam Newton because he said game managers as opposed to game changers. He broke it down to you elementary style. Told you about Brock Purdy, who came up short in the Super Bowl. Told you about Dak Prescott, who don't even see an NFC Championship game. Told you about Patrick Mahomes. See, when somebody who didn't play the game know the game, you need to fall back and listen. Now, Kimberly Martin, Cam Newton about to get your job on First Take. And he going to be talking about quarterbacks, something that you just wasn't really enlightened to know. These heads on sticks will be saying all kinds of things. See, someone will come up and say, well, yeah, you know, you had to go to school to know about sports or music or something. No, you don't. You got to fundamentally be in tune to understand when you talk about subjects. You don't have to be necessarily on the field, but you have to understand it does help though. But they have to understand the nuances. So a lot of times when people get hired on these shows, you know, they hire like the lower tier seeds to get on here. They get all in a box. I'm not saying she didn't have knowledge because she's been around and, you know, she's definitely what I call a junior whopper Pam Oliver, though she can't hold a candle to Pam Oliver on half a day. But Kimberly Martin was up here, you know, dropping some things. But when she dissed Cam Newton because of his imagery and stuff, which had nothing to do with what he broke down, when he so eloquently told Warren Sapp about Brad Johnson being a game manager and elements of Tom Brady's early part of his career being a game manager, there's a science to it. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. You can mention different quarterbacks. I can tell you the ones that how they're, you know, how they are. There are some guys who are like a hybrid. Russell Wilson became a hybrid. He was a game manager at first, had game-changing ability, but we never got the full peak of him as a game changer. We got parts and pieces. Obviously, if you're good enough to be a starting quarterback, you are a hybrid of both. Now, what's the difference is how good your defense is, how well your coaching is, how well you're cohesive and you check boxes and you're not turnover prone. That's the elephant in the room. That's what they tell you. Don't lose us the game. Losing us the game ain't necessarily always throwing a pick. It's just that you fumble or you tend to put us in minus predicaments. Then you fall into that Mac and Cheese Jones box or Daniel Jones box. You know them scrubs and them bums who ain't got no business starting out here. One thing I do on my show when I'm doing stuff, and if you catch me live, I name names. I'm not going to hide behind who I think scrubs and bums are. There's a difference. And so, but there are guys who keep a job. That's why Andy Dalton's a game manager. You know, nobody's going to keep a job in Carolina, but just saying. So, that's where we are. But she got to feel like she didn't fell in mud that now that Cam's going to get her job. You got to be careful what you say to certain folks, especially when they have the knowledge to back it up. And he got the fortitude and he had every right, like I said before, he should have had an opportunity. You can't walk around with his credentials and not get a job. Told you before, how Tony Romo get a job before Cam Newton as a broadcaster. Chris Sims, whose daddy's the only reason why he got a job, because Chris Sims might be the forerunner to Bronny James. We'll see how Bronny's thing starts out. But that's how I'm looking at it right now. Because you don't even remember Chris Sims with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He didn't even have an Austin Rivers career as a professional quarterback. See how I roll it off my dome? Try it at home and do some watching. But you can read between the lines of what you see. Anyway, I just thought I'd touch upon that though. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true. Stay woke. I'm out one time. Peace.